Before 1915, the Armenian people had lived for centuries across the eastern provinces of the Ottoman Empire. They formed a distinct and ancient Christian community with deep cultural, religious, and economic roots. Armenians contributed to the empire as merchants, artists, scholars, farmers, and public servants, while preserving their unique language and traditions. As World War I engulfed the region, the Ottoman Empire faced both internal unrest and external threats. The ruling Committee of Union and Progress, also known as the Young Turk government, sought to centralize power and reshape the empire along nationalist lines. Within this context, the Armenian population came under increasing suspicion, viewed by the authorities as a potential threat to the empire's survival. On April 24, 1915, Ottoman officials arrested over 200 Armenian intellectuals and community leaders in Constantinople. This day is widely recognized as the beginning of a campaign that would result in the deaths of hundreds of thousands, and by most historical estimates, up to 1.5 million Armenians. After the arrests, large-scale deportations began. Armenians from cities, towns, and villages were ordered to leave their homes. They were told they would be relocated for security reasons. In reality, many were forced to walk hundreds of miles, often through deserts, with little to no food or water. These were not simple population transfers. They were death marches. Eyewitnesses, including foreign diplomats, missionaries, and journalists, documented the atrocities. They described scenes of mass executions, forced conversions, sexual violence, starvation, and the destruction of entire communities. Children were separated from their families. Churches and cultural landmarks were looted and razed. In many places, local populations were incited to participate. Survivors who reached exile camps in Syria and Mesopotamia found themselves in harsh, often inhumane conditions. Disease and famine were widespread. Very few ever returned to their homes. The events between 1915 and 1923 led to the near-total destruction of the Armenian population within the Ottoman Empire. International observers at the time described these events as crimes against humanity. Years later, they would be cited by legal scholars, including Raphael Lemkin, who coined the term genocide, as a defining example of organized, state-sponsored mass violence. In the decades that followed, the Republic of Turkey, which succeeded the Ottoman Empire, disputed the characterization of these events as genocide. While acknowledging that many Armenians died during the war and upheaval, Turkish officials have argued that the deaths occurred amid broader civil conflict and were not part of a deliberate plan to exterminate a people. Meanwhile, dozens of countries, as well as the European Parliament, the Pope, and many international historians and institutions, have formally recognized the Armenian Genocide. For the Armenian diaspora, descendants of those who fled or survived, the memory of 1915 remains a defining part of identity, history, and intergenerational trauma. The events of 1915 continue to shape international dialogue on genocide, justice, and historical accountability. Scholars around the world study the genocide not only as a historical case, but as a warning of what can happen when nationalism, fear, and unchecked power collide. Each year on April 24th, memorial services and ceremonies take place around the world. In Yerevan, in Los Angeles, in Paris, and beyond. These acts of remembrance are not just for mourning the past. They are calls to uphold human rights, prevent future atrocities, and pursue truth. The facts of 1915 are not forgotten. They are recorded in archives, inscribed in memorials, and carried in the memory of millions. In memory of the 1.5 million Armenians who perished during these events. The world remembers. The world bears witness. History is full of shadows, secrets, and forgotten voices, and we're here to bring them back to life. If this story moved you, imagine what else waits to be uncovered. From ancient fortresses to whispered legends, each tale holds power. So if you crave more journeys into the mysterious and the true, don't forget to like this video, leave your thoughts in the comments, and most importantly, subscribe, because some stories deserve to be told again.